Okay, all about me. Um, Digital identity. If you know anything about BurstIQ, you know we talk about this all the time around the notion of a sovereign identity and building attested data attributes or profiles. We call them life graphs around an identity. And when you look at this, I think this is you're going to see beginning to see pretty mass adoption around digital identities. You got the UN pushing for everybody in the world to have an immutable identity. I think a lot of it's going to be digital, not in addition to paper. Health passports are going to push this pretty aggressively, and we see it. The demand crossing over from the health space into every other aspects of our life, including the financial space, and know your customer, any money laundering, identity, and knowing who you are, and trusting that identity is kind of the foundation for, in my mind, the next level of a civil society that helps protect us from all these bad actors out there. So I truly believe you're going to see mass adoption of digital identity as we move into 2021. Ownership is a big deal, right? So if I have these smart data objects and these larger attested data sets, or I have a profile around myself, being able to know who owns it and who has access to it, or even if there's co-ownership, is a big deal. So this comes up in the concept of consent, individual consent, organizational consent for, larger data sets. But in dynamic, it becomes real time in terms of, again, it's situational, and you're going to see these constructs again really emerge. Why we like a lot of blockchain structures, because we like smart contracts, which is tailor-made for problem sets like consent and ownership. Ambient. I mean, I love ambient. And what's ambient? It's a bridge between the virtual and the physical world. In the initial set, it really emerged around IoT, where the environment becomes smart enough to recognize you and your needs and your wants. And we see some of that kind of technology really becoming mainstream. Some of it's a little scary to me, by the way, because I don't think I want everybody to watch what I'm doing all the time. I think that would be a bad thing overall. but we're also seeing the emergence of the evolution of what was a concept years ago called quantified self, and that's measuring aspects about you. And now with smart IoT devices and even things that watch us maybe move in our behavior patterns, all lets us understand ourselves and lets us create a digital representation of who we are that actually can do things for us. So think your own little personal AI buddy or bot that you can send off to go do something for you. So you're going to see, some very specialized versions of this come out in 2021 that are more for you than, say, a chatbot is for a business. And there'll be specialized tasks like, did you take your medicine? Did you get did you follow doctor's orders? Did you do this or did you do that? Did you, you told me to remind you to call your mom. So you're going to see a lot of those things really emerge as we move forward.